United Matters channel it is. Rokan David is your host, always onto this channel that brings you your latest news and information as far as this is concerned. And we're here to bring you what the result was like in a closed-door friendly game between United and Barnsley that was played on the 10th. Right on the 10th, that was on Tuesday of this month. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. After beating or overcoming Brentford in the added 6-7 minutes of the game that we played last weekend at Old Trafford, Erik ten Hag organized or prepared behind closed doors friendly game against Barnsley. For some players of Man United that are not gonna hate obviously get enough playing time and obviously keep themselves fit. I'm talking about match fit, and they're not gonna hate to be called for their national teams. The list of those players included Sergio Reguilón, Kobbie Mainoo, there was Anthony, the likes of Tom Heaton of this world, and very many others, plus the under-21s of Man United that he believes are really ready to obviously get their way into the first team. And obviously it went well for the club of Manchester United, and went ahead to win that beautiful game of football by 3-0. And the only news that we got was all about was reported by the Daily Mail that Manchester United beat Barnsley by 3-0 in a behind closed doors friendly at Carrington yesterday. Donny van de Beek started and scored. Anthony also started. Kobbie Mainoo was supposed to play, but it was deemed too early by the coaches. That is it. Now, let's first talk about Donny van de Beek coming in through and obviously scoring into this fixture. I really understand that he's one of the players that we have as a better or the best number 10. Trust me, if Donny van de Beek is to obviously come good, no one can obviously lead that position at Man United. He's the best number 10 we've gone ahead to get. He's young and he knows exactly what to do, and I don't know what is going to hit obviously see him fell off the pecking order of Erik ten Hag. When we say that, Rokani, aren't you well conversant of the injuries that this guy is always going to hate to be really facing? I understand, but I think there is something that Erik ten Hag is wanting him to be doing that he's not doing, because even in the preseason when Erik ten Hag came in through, Donny van de Beek was not injured, but he was nowhere near the first team that Erik ten Hag was picking when we were down in Thailand, Melbourne and Australia. I can read to you the starting 11 of Erik ten Hag that obviously came in through to play most of the games. In goal was David De Gea. Dalot was the right back. The left back was Luke Shaw. Central defense, there was Harry Maguire, Varane and Lindelof. He used those more oftenly in the starting 11. Then he went in for Scott McTominay, Fred Rodriguez, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho and Anton Martial. He always came in through in the second feed of the team that Erik ten Hag always brought on the field of play. But we also saw that whenever he came on, there was something different and sparky that he brought into the final third of the pitch. That is Donny van de Beek for you. But it showed you that Erik ten Hag was not convinced, at the home of Donny van de Beek ever since he came in at Man United, because he saw these players train and he went ahead to choose his team. And Donny van de Beek was far off. So I believe if a miracle has to happen, it should happen on one player. That is Donny van de Beek. If you really wish Manchester United well, we need to get Donny van de Beek back to his full levels, because he's the only player that has that pass that can unlock those defenses, But I don't know what is going to hit to obviously see him not get to where we deserve him to be. But good is that he really scored and really put up as to the levels that we really expected him to be. And I saw Erik ten Hag bring him on in certain games, and I believe that he can obviously turn things around. I think he's nearing his levels, and this goes to Jadon Sancho. That I don't think that Jadon Sancho has gone through a worse situation at Man United like Donny van de Beek. Donny van de Beek has been through thick and thin, and to address it well, he has gone ahead to fall from the flying pan into the fire at Manchester United. But he never came out and obviously disrespected the manager publicly. That is it. So for my case and understanding I believe Donny van de Beek has gone ahead to obviously set a very good example for Jadon Sancho, that even if things are not going in well, make sure you obviously keep yourself in the team, keep yourself in shape, please the manager, and is obviously going to get back into the team. I think that is some good doing that Jadon Sancho can obviously get as an example from Donny van de Beek. Now, from Donny van de Beek, let's talk about Anthony, who obviously came in through and obviously played also some minutes. For Anthony, he gives us balance of the right attacking side of the midfield, but obviously you see to it that we are really lacking a lot onto that side. And I was going to have to come in through and obviously put in a shift for the club of Manchester United in this game. You know, this game was really important for players like Anthony, who have been off, not playing for like a month. Then Donny van de Beek, the likes of Sergio Roglan, that obviously never even really missed out on the previous 2-3 games we're going to have to play into the league. Now, let's talk about Sergio Roglan before we go to Kobbie Mainoo. For Sergio Roglan, he is one of the best players that we will play. He returns back as we play against Sheffield and Copenhagen. Those 2 games are really important. Why? If we win them, that means we'll take our tally. We at least will get our 3 points in the group stage of the Champions League, which is important. And if we go ahead and obviously win our game against Sheffield on Saturday, it will see us get to 15 points, meaning that we are obviously going to close it. And what people don't know is that Arsenal is at 21 points. They are 9 points ahead of Man United. Top 4, I think the team in the top 4 is having how many points? Are they 15? Let me check here. Manchester United. Sorry about that. Let's go for the standings and see of the Premier League. The 4th team is Liverpool, is having 17 points. And for us, we are having 12, meaning that we are 5 points, you know, from the top 4 position. Now, if at all you go ahead and obviously win most of our games, it's easy to get back to the top 4. And I think it will be obviously good to enter December when we've obviously gone ahead to clinch that spot. That is it. Because Liverpool has a Merseyside derby, they're having Nottingham, they're having Bournemouth, and very much that teams to play, but they'll win. But you'll get to know that it will be it's always great to obviously keep ourselves into that ilk of really chasing Liverpool off the park, especially when we are into an arm's distance of the points that they've gone ahead to obviously register more than us. That is it. And if at all you want, you'll obviously want to see to it that our club is like 3 points behind Liverpool. And Liverpool drew with Brighton, and it shows you that they can continue drawing. And if our team gets back as supposed to be with Sergio Roglan, meaning that we'll be having a left back, you know, in Sergio Roglan, and a right back in Diego Dallo, then the central defense of Lindelof and Rafael Varane, double pivot of Casemiro and Amrabat, you know, that means we are obviously going to be getting service we're going to be missing from the left back. You see Dallo this season, he's obviously putting in cutbacks, crosses, and he saw to it that he was the hugest contributor for the first goal that Scott McTominay scores. A pullback from the byline, by Garnacho finds Diego Dallo. Dallo hits it. The goalkeeper deflects it back into play. Scott McTominay controls it, hits in the back of the net. And if at all we can get the same service from our left fullback, that will obviously be good music to the ears of the fans of Man United. And that's the balance that we obviously want to get, because Sergio Roglan has shown us that for the games that's going to have to play for Man United, no player has gone ahead to put in final third crosses and passes into the 18 yards box area of the opponent more than him. He does it better than Luke Shaw and Tyrell Malacia. You saw to it that when you're playing with Amrabat that side, we are obviously limited. So I really understand how this is supposed to be going on for the club of Manchester United. So I really understand Sergio Roglan had some minutes, and that's great for us to see to it that he keeps himself in shape to prepare to play against Sheffield. And remember, there is Man City, right? After playing Copenhagen, the next game you're playing is Man City at Old Trafford. But City without Kevin De Bruyne, I think will be a City that you can beat at Old Trafford, because by then, I think will be having more players back and ready to obviously take on the side of City, and we will be really at him ready to take them on and obviously cause havoc to them. Now, the bad story was all about Kobbie Mainoo, a player that we're expecting to return after the international break, but obviously we've got a story coming in from Rick Fay, a senior football writer for the Manchester Evening News, that Kobbie Mainoo did not appear in a behind closed doors friendly against Barnsley on Tuesday as originally planned. He pulled out of the match on Tuesday after an injury concern. Then Chris Wilder, a football writer for the Daily Mail, confirmed us that Manchester United hosted a behind closed doors match against Barnsley on Tuesday. Kobbie Mainoo was due to play against the League One club. However, that now seems unlikely after it was decided it was a little too soon for him. And this is what I obviously pray for, that we really don't hurry this young man back, because there is no reason to hush him back. Why? Casemiro and Amrabat are not injury-prone players. They're obviously going to be playing the double pivot for a very long time. There is a youngster who is in making, that is Hannibal, who has shown us that he can also play in that double pivot. Mason Mount can also do that. You get? So we have no reason to hurry him back. If it requires him to rest for another month to obviously get what we call for recovery, let him rest for that month, because I believe in this spell that we're going to be having very many games of, let me obviously let you in the games we're going to play, as Man United, Sheffield on Saturday 21st, then Copenhagen on Tuesday at Old Trafford, then Man City 29th October, Newcastle in the FL Cup, Fulham away from home, that is the Premier League, and Copenhagen and Man United. All right, that is it. Then we'll lastly play Luton Town. So I think these games we can go past them until Kobbie Mainoo returns back, and there is no reason for us to hush him back, because he deserves to obviously get the rest that he deserves as a player, and obviously get us the best that we are all about as a team of Man United. So for me, I think let's not hurry him back, because there are players that can obviously come in through and get the job done. Even Donny van de Beek is here. Bruno can play in the double pivot alongside any of those players. I mean, in Casemiro or Amrabat, Eriksson has gone ahead to do that job. So let's see this happen the right way, and let us not obviously rush him, because when you rush a player like at the age of him, 17, 18 years of age, that means you're obviously not considering his future. But if at all you are putting his future into consideration, then things have to go the right way, and when they go the right way, you obviously emerge as the best manager of all time. Because when Kobbie Mainoo hits his ceiling and thrives to where we deserve him to be, everyone will be obviously okay with what he's bringing up with the field of play, and everyone will be hailing the manager of how he handled him well in the time of injury. So guys, your thoughts on to Man United 3, Barnsley 0 are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Donny van de Beek scoring and Anthony Reglan showing up onto this? I sign out for now. See you later. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rock and David remains my name. This is the United Matters channel, and we are yet to return back in the next 3 hours with some good news as far as the club of Man United is concerned. Not so? I'm out. Bye-bye.